Hello guys, what's up? I am Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at Transformers Prime Skyquake. And this toy is very hard to come by. It's not the most rarest Transformers Prime figure out there. That would probably have to be the Prime Breakdown or something like that. But it is tricky to get a hold of because it's part of the last wave of Transformers Prime figures. So there is that, and usually when you're part of a last wave, you don't get as big of a release as some of the other figures, especially compared to the figures in the first wave. But anyways, with that said, do I like the toy overall? What's my initial thoughts? I gotta say that I really like the toy, but I think I spent a little too much on this guy. I paid about 120, 130 bucks for a lot that carried this, the Ultra Magnus, and the Thundertron, as well as a Cyberverse smokescreen that was actually on sale. And I believe that the whole lot in its entirety was meant to be about 80, 89 bucks. But because of shipping charges and because I was trying to purchase from the US, it ended up costing about 130 bucks. Which was unfortunate, and it was mainly so that I could get the Skyquake on a good deal, because my Toy Fair would have the Ultra Magnus and the Thundertron for like a good deal, but I mainly wanted to get this because they had the Skyquake. And after paying that much, I was like, oh god, is it really worth that much? And to be honest with you, I am actually now okay with it. I think I'm at peace with the fact that I paid so much for that. For those figures, and it was mainly because of this. And I do like this figure. Now, I have the original Dreadwing figure, and I think he's very cool. In fact, he's so cool that I decided to get Skyquake, so what does that tell you? Anyways, let's take a look at the alt mode. It is a green jet, and it's inspired by the Decepticon that was seen in, I believe, episode 6 of Transformers Prime, when Starscream wanted to take over of the Decepticons. They didn't respect them too much, so he decided to create he decided to awaken this warrior that would help something. I don't know, Starscream's a little crazy. Anyways, nice red coloring with the wings and the Decepticon logos in silver, and not gold like Dreadwing has, which I think is a pretty cool difference between the two. You do get these rubbery wings, which I'm not sure how I feel about. They feel better than the Transformers Prime Dreadwing figure, so that's good. You get the hands on the back sticking out right there like a sore thumb. In fact, he even has a sore thumb. I'm being serious. One of his thumbs are starting to break, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, whatever, I guess. He does have the booster on the back, which is painted in silver, which I really do like. The molding on the jet itself is very nice. He is a little bulky because of the legs at the bottom, but I think he kind of had that in the CGI model, or they tried to, I wouldn't say recreate that, but it is kind of close to this. I mean, he did have a bulky alt mode, if you ask me. At least from what I can remember, he had a bulky alt mode. You can attach the weapons on the top, and he's got this obnoxious weapon and a sword, which is pretty cool. It's the exact same sword that comes with Dreadwing. Pretty much this is an entire repaint of the Dreadwing figure, except for the weapon. Now, I believe that most of the weapon is the same, except for the gun on the front here. That is completely different. But just like the Dreadwing figure, you can also plug the sword at the end of that. If you want, you can plug that on the side there. You can also plug the weapons at the bottom of the wings if you like. It looks better with the sword because it's just this little thin thing. But I'm going to put the weapons off to the side. And I really do like Skyquake. The only problem that I have with that is I can see a lot of stress marks are showing. Well, actually, one of the problems I have with it, I should say. But I love the transparent red on this toy. I think that's pretty cool. Just overall, it's not bad. I really do like the alt mode. My biggest issue, actually, with the toy itself, not just for alt mode, but with the toy itself, is transformation. I really don't like the transformation on this, because there's some things where I just go, that's gonna break. So yeah, that is one of the biggest issues on this toy. Anyways, transformation, you're going to pop out the legs, which is probably the most difficult part. Because I feel like if I'm not going to break the knees, I'm going to break these little fin pieces, and if I'm not going to break that, then I'm going to break the little pegs or something. Something's supposed to break in this, and I'm surprised it's not. The knees are starting to get loose, and I believe they are starting to come undone for whatever reason. I don't know why that's happening right now. The whole entire leg assembly is falling apart in my hands. What the hell is going on? I really just don't know. I'm gonna have to tighten that in, but the whole entire leg assembly just started to come undone. That's a little weird. Anyways, rotate out the feet and bring these pieces up, and they're supposed to push into place, but I'm not going to. Do the same thing to the other side. Actually, what you want to do is collapse in the waist, and then rotate this in, or sorry, flip the foot up. I'm not thinking straight because of how this whole entire leg just almost came undone, and I don't know why. Anyways, there's the legs transformed. Let's go on to the body itself. Next, what you want to do is take the arms and unpeg them like so, and flip them around like that. Bring them down like so, so flip them around and bring them down like that on this joint, and then on the ball joint. Take this section like so, and bring that down. Take these wing pieces and flip that up like so. And then next what you want to do is take this, move that up, bring these wings, fold them down and out of the way. And then take this giant rocket section and fold that up like so. Next, what you want to do is take the shoulders and pop them out and move them out of place like so. Take the head, lift that up, rotate this piece around like so, and my camera starts to fall over. Don't know why. There we are. Just going through a lot of issues with this review. Next, what you want to do is open up the chest like that from the back, and these silver sections are on sliders, so fold that down, flip up the landing gear, flip up the nose cone, flip down this transparent red piece, and then make sure that all this is into place. Fold this down, and there's a little gap inside there that the transparent red piece will go into. Fold that in. Make sure that the shoulders are rotated. Actually, let me pop this out and rotate the shoulders just so that they're out of the way. Okay, and then flip that down and around. And then plug that into the waist. Try and configure the chest however you wish. Don't know why the knee is completely coming undone. Rotate the arm like so. And if you got the hand rotated, rotate it back around. And then take this section, flip it up into there. Make sure everything's in place. And there you have Skyquake in his robot mode. And he looks really good. He actually looks a lot different than the Dreadwing figure for the paint job alone. But again, he's still very similar, which I really do love. I really like the head on this guy. I love the red going on with the eyebrow sections. I think that's pretty cool. And the silver paint job is very nice. The green's not that good because it's painted green over a rubberized head. I do not like the rubber head itself, but the molding itself and the shaping is pretty cool. The biggest issue is with the eyes, at least for the head itself, the biggest issue for the eyes, that's like 3 biggest issues in the review, or like 18, I don't know. Anyways, this review's not good. Anyways, the problem with the eyes is they're on these little thin pieces of plastic that move forward, and is surrounded by that rubber head, which means that when you move that around and you move that in the wrong way, that is probably going to crack. And also, this doesn't attach. Yay! That's fun, I guess, maybe? No, it's not. Anyways, he's got a lot of articulation. You can move the shoulders out of the place. You can move the head on a ball joint, but I don't recommend doing that. There's also a rotation here, an elbow joint, wrist rotates. There's a ball joint, a rotation here, and then you get knee and foot articulation. So lots of good points of articulation on this toy. If we compare him to the original Dreadwing figure, his brother, as you can see, again, the color scheme is very similar. You got some darker colors going on with it, with the blue and green, but they still look very cool. Again, they have their differences, but they are pretty much the same molds, which I really do like. And again, you have pretty much the same weapons. The only difference is this, and I can see yep, that's the only difference. They didn't even change up this box section or anything like that. It's just this. You can see that right there. But yeah, they come with the same swords, which I think are in a slightly different color. I'm not sure, but they're very close. And again, you can take this, and it's got a light inside there, so there's that. You can plug that into his hand, or you can plug that on the side, like so. And then you can do the same thing for the sword, but I like to plug that into his hand, like that. And again, I really think I think they look good together. So with that said, if you got Dreadwing and you really need Skyquake, you find him for a good deal, I'd say go ahead and get him. I think he's pretty cool. If you love Transformers Prime, I think that you have to get this guy. I mean, I'd say that you probably have to get Dreadwing more than this guy. I know that this one is very rare, and if an opportunity comes, yeah, go ahead and get it. But you also have to think, this character was only seen for one episode, that being when he was alive. He was also a zombified version of himself in the later episode. And then he was also seen in a flashback episode. Yeah, Dreadwing was actually seen throughout a season. So, I'd say go ahead and pick up Dreadwing just because he has more going on in the show. But, again, if the opportunity comes up, go ahead and get Skyquake. Just don't pay as much as I did. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This review was bad.